Hi everybody, it's the CCJT Amateur Hour Production Value. That's CC.
That's JT.
We've had an adventurous week since you saw us last, but just a quick side programming note. We usually have authors kind of jump in here every once in a while, but we've had some reschedules and cancellations, so that's why excuse me, sorry about that, you're seeing us more than usual, so you just get to see our pretty little faces. But anyway, so done with that side note. So it is May 17th.
Already.
May 2026.
Yes.
May 17th, 2026.
Yes.
And we are just back from spending some wonderful days in that beautiful ironclad Cedar City, Utah for the SEMA conference. And you don't know what SEMA stands for? What's wrong with you? I don't know what SEMA stands for. SEMA stands for the
Conference of Intermountain Archivists.
Archivist being the key
Yes.
word. Go ahead.
The Conference of Intermountain Archivists is a professional group that contains people who work in Nevada, Idaho, Utah, Arizona.
Yeah.
I think that's it, those 4 states. A majority of the members are from Utah. So normally every other year they have the conference in Utah, which is how we ended up in Cedar City. I've also been to conferences in Salt Lake City and St. George, Utah.
And Boise.
And Boise, but I was talking specifically about Utah this time.
Yeah.
So Boise, they had one in Reno, they've had one in Carson City. So it does rotate a bit, but for the most part, since a majority of the membership is in Utah, that's where a majority of the conferences are held.
And a fun time is had by all.
Yes.
You want to see nerds? Oh my God! But they are fun nerds. But
we had a great time.
They just fun. So part of the benefit of going to the SEMA conference, as we said, we went to Boise last year, and we went to Cedar City, Utah this year, because we don't fly. Obviously, we drive.
Right.
And in both instances, either by going north to Boise or going east to Cedar City, we get to cross parts of Nevada that we hadn't seen before. And it's a trip. If you're a Nevada nerd, if you're natural, anything natural.
If you like the West.
If you like anything like the West, to see those big, wide, open spaces is really wonderful time. What was your lasting impression?
Of the trip in general was Nevada never gets old.
Yeah.
I love Nevada. We were joking about, oh look, we just got over a hill and there's another valley. And it's funny that every valley is different and every hill is different because we are very familiar with the hills around our home. We're familiar enough that we can recognize them and name them. But when we get out into more remote parts of the state, we have to actually look up the name of particular hills because we know that some of the more prominent ones will be named. For example, we passed Great Basin National Park, which is where, if I'm not mistaken, it's Wheeler Peak.
Yeah.
So that's one of the higher peaks, and coming across, there's a very broad valley on the west side of Utah before you reach Great Basin National Park, and the mountains are just towering in the distance. And it seems like inevitably when we do that trip, those mountains are shrouded in clouds. And yesterday was no example. It was very atmospheric, very gloomy, very just a lot of fun, I think. And it's always good to explore parts of Nevada that we haven't seen. We're kind of running out of parts that we haven't seen at this point.
Yeah. And we always, and what's equally interesting is these back roads, which take you back to the 20th century, because there is just no miles and miles and miles, there's no internet connection. It's just no bars, no bar land. And we didn't take the same route back as we took there. We went down to Tonopah, we hung a left, and we went across and we saw Warm Springs and Rachel. I have it up here to remind myself, Caliente and Panaca. Those towns that you only see like on History Nevada, trivia over on Twitter. And then on the way back, we headed north from Cedar City, and we headed north to basically end up at Baker and Ely, where we got to visit these mountains here, which are outside Ely. Very quick, funny side story. Very quick, funny side story is I ran a cover contest to describe Nevada, but I did not say any specific mountains or anything. But the artist picking out that it was a Nevada book picked Nevada mountains. And so we were Ely last year or the year before.
Last year.
And we looked at those mountains and said, hey, those are the mountains on my book.
They matched up exactly.
They matched up.
We were actually riding the train in Ely when we noticed the mountains, so that was a lot of fun.
So we did this kind of route. Actually, it's a lot more dramatic than that because there's a lot more southern action. But we did this kind of route to get to Cedar City, Utah, and then we did this route coming back along. So we went on the Extraterrestrial Highway this way, and then we did the loneliest road in America that way.
Yep.
And yeah, like you said, it's valley after valley, but it's just so much unclaimed wilderness, open wilderness. Now you see a ranch here and there.
Mining.
Yeah. The most traffic that we would see would be like 3 cars in a row coming in our direction. People passing us as they do. It's no big deal. But we get to see all this open, and it's just very quiet. And it's, it gives you a chance to meditate. And we stopped at Cold Springs, as we do. It's kind of a tradition, which is between Austin and Fallon. It's just, and it's just, literally, it's a hole in the ground rest stop.
Yep.
Pony Express rest stop.
Yep.
And it reminds us not only, how brutal those conditions were, but again, just so very quiet. Quiet.
The difference in this trip versus our last one is that last year there was actually, I think it was pretty close to the same time of year when we went through. It might have been a little later, but there were crickets, Mormon crickets.
Yeah.
And so the asphalt in that part of the state is a lighter color, and it looked like the road was moving because there were so many crickets. You could not avoid them. They were everywhere. It was very nice this time that we did not have that, even though we ran into our fair share of bugs along the way. Enough that we need to really get a car wash. But it's very remote. There is Cold Springs, I think, station. There's like an RV park or something out there, and they seem to be having some kind of maybe a weekend rally where a lot of people were out there with off-road vehicles, and we could see the dust clouds that they were creating in the distance. So there are a lot of really scenic vistas. The mountains are just beautiful. And you think about, JT mentioned the Pony Express, these young riders that, now I'm not sure this is historically accurate, but I think they were going for young men who really didn't have families because it was such a dangerous job. And it really only lasted for a year to 18 months because then there was the telegraph and the railroad. But these men would have to ride horses out in these very remote parts of a variety of states, starting in Missouri, going through Nebraska, all that direction, Wyoming, getting to Nevada. And there are a variety of different landscapes that they would be passing through. So just imagining that as you're driving through these really remote areas, it brings it home that, we're in this very comfortable car with air conditioning and the padded seats, and it's just thinking about them on that hard saddle for hours at a time. It's like reliving a little bit of history, even from the comfort of the modern day.
Yeah, we have no frame of reference.
No, not really.
No frame of reference because it is just such a brutal existence. So we ended up spending a couple nights in beautiful Cedar City, Utah. We didn't give that enough attention.
Right.
And before we dive into, Cece has a couple things she wants to show off here, but we talk about Cedar City. Our hotel, which of course is Holiday Inn Express, because we always do Holiday Express, was right up against one of the bridges that was, forested, but it was also very red because iron apparently is the town motto. It was, iron mining. And folks, just as a heads up, I don't know if it is the case for all of Cedar City, but for that part of where we were at, the internet absolutely sucked. It just sucked on our phones and it sucked in the hotel. And, and it may have something to do with the fact that it was right up against a hill.
Right.
that was blocking everything. It may not have been the iron in the hills, it was just the location. But, and also Utah drivers, you guys, you have a break.
We can complain about drivers from a variety of states because we drove in Michigan too, which I'll never forget driving in Michigan. But the other interesting thing about Cedar City, which I did not realize until we got there, is that it's basically a hub for outdoor activities. So there are some famous parks in Utah because there is some very gorgeous scenery. One of the more well-known ones is Zion, and that is actually just south of Cedar City. Then to the west, there is the Dixie National Forest, which we went through on the way in. To the north east is something called, the Cedar Breaks National Monument. And then there's also the Grand Staircase National Monument. So there were a lot of people in the area for those outdoor activities. We saw obviously a lot of off-road vehicles. There were people bicycling. Obviously a lot of very outdoorsy people in the area. So this is another case where it was like when we went to Maine. We had no idea when we spent the night in Freeport, Maine, that it was the hub of LL Bean. We just stumbled across this. The reason it was held in Cedar City specifically is because that's where Southern Utah University is located. And they were using the Southern Utah University Alumni Center, which absolutely gorgeous building, beautiful campus. They have a Shakespeare festival there. So if you love Shakespeare, our keynote speaker was a Shakespeare scholar, and it was a lot of fun because their alumni center has what is called the Great Hall. And when you say that, most people would probably think of Harry Potter in the Great Hall. And the room was very grand like that. There were stained glass windows, even though they were backlit with lights. And there were portraits on all the walls and flags everywhere and chandeliers. So there is a lot going on in Cedar City, both through the university and through the outdoor activities. So it is a fun and interesting place that we didn't know about until we just kind of stumbled across it because it happened to be where this conference was being held.
Yeah, and so 2 days of the SEMA conference in this beautiful facility, learning about all these things, and of course learning about the trade of being an archivist. So you would think that I would have 2 days of go out and do outdoor activities and enjoy all that, get outside, enjoy the sun, go to this. No, I just spent 2 days in the hotel room writing my book. That's all I did. I just, it's like they have the free breakfast in the morning. So, when you go to Holiday Express, you spend the night, you get a free breakfast in the morning. After Cece left, I went back down there and I got a bowl full of bacon, got coffee, and I was just there writing. So I got, that's terrible for me.
He did have the view out the hotel room window to the mountains. So it's not like he didn't get to see the scenery, but it was definitely not an outdoorsy few days for him.
Yeah, no, I just, over 2 days I got 6,900 words done, so it's like, I was fine. It's like, Cece came back, I think, was it? So what's today? Sunday. So you came back Friday.
Friday afternoon.
Friday afternoon. She says, I'm so sorry, you didn't get to do anything. You didn't get to see anything. And I'm going, I'm happy. I'm in a good place. I got to just sit and write. So it's like, yeah, it was good. It's like, and then the standing up part of the day, it's like, oh, maybe I should have gotten up once or twice today. But
some of the things that he missed out on was the first day I went to lunch with a former supervisor who's now just a good friend. And we, after lunch, actually found a bookstore, sold both new and used books. So I'm adding to my Coca-Cola collection here. It's an autographed copy of a Coca-Cola price guide that I happened to find at this bookstore. It was an adorable little bookstore. And we also had a reception that day at a local museum. It was a homestead museum, so there were a lot of outdoor buildings and the old farm implements and things like that. But they also had activities there. They had in the schoolhouse, they had set up a place where we could do wax seals and SEALS. So it's like Historic letter writers would melt wax onto a document in order to seal it closed, and then they would use a little press to put an imprint into that seal. So we got to make a wax seal, and also we got to use a little printing press, which was amazing. We created our own bookmarks with a printing press, and they explained to us things about uppercase and lowercase and typesetting. And so, you know, archival history nerds, we were all just in heaven exploring the old buildings and talking to each other about the history and talking about you know, things that might relate to the history that we worked with specifically. So that's all of the stuff that JT was missing out on.
Oh, I suffered. I was suffering. One other thing we wanted to talk about is on our trip is we also got to stop by one of our favorite places on the planet, and that was the train depot in Ely.
Yes.
The Northern Railroad.
Northern Nevada Railway.
Yeah, that's, you know, got to do the museum. We didn't ride the train this time, but train was coming in. One of the steam engines was coming in. And so Cece got a video of that. So I'm going to have her airdrop it to me. And I'm going to try to append it to the end of this podcast for people who are watching it. Mm-hmm. And you'll be able to see the choo-choo come in. So we'll give that a try. No, we're not going to mention that. And then... No. But we just, and you know, we went to the...
we went to the gift shop.
And then, important public service announcement, folks.
They have cats in their workshops where they do restoration work on the trains. And one of the cats was named DJ. I don't know if it's one of their current cats. Dirt Junior. Yeah. They've had a variety of cats over the years, of course. And we were in the gift shop. We found, this is called Kitty Coffee, Kitty, and this is the DJ blend, so the Dirt Junior blend.
Oh, it says on the back Kitty Town.
Yes, so it is actually produced by a company out of Pennsylvania. It's Kitty Town Coffee, and it's a woman-owned business, but each bag of the coffee that is purchased, that goes to paying for a week of food for a homeless cat. So I didn't realize this when I picked it up because we love coffee. Obviously, you know, we are always talking about coffee. So we figured we had to try out the DJ blend here. But in the meantime, we also ended up helping out cats. So you can look up Kitty Town Coffee and apparently order this from anywhere. But we're going to have to try this out. And this was one of the things we picked up at the gift shop.
Yeah. Because, you know, we're suckers for this thing. And of course, we bought the usual kinch and stuff like that. But
and again, nothing is sponsored. When we talk about things like Coca-Cola or coffee or anything, we are not sponsored by anyone at all.
But, Jack, if you want to sponsor us...
We do have a very friendly relationship going on with our local Jack in the Box.
And we do want to say good morning to them because they did even give us breakfast this morning. Guys, the bowls, you just knocked it out of the park this morning. Oh my God, they were just wonderful. We also want to say hello to our other friends. We want to say good morning to Jennifer and new friend Susie. Your friend
Lisa.
Yeah, and of course, you know, Kappa.
And Jan. Terry. Hi, Terry.
And you know, oh, who is Terry? Oh, right.
TerryCase.com.
So we want to say hello to all of our good friends, you know,
yes,
that follow along. And, you know, we're picking up friends as we do this, friends we say by name, because that's how you become successful. We're not going to talk much longer because, you know, we are tired.
Did you ever look up the mileage?
You know, I never did. I'll get around to that. I'll put it in the I'll put it in the blog post.
It was quite the round trip, though, because JT told you that all the communities we went through, and these are hours and hours apart. It's not an easy trip. So if you are watching this from the East Coast or other parts of the world, you may think that going from town to town, an hour or two. No. Sometimes it's 2 or 3 hours between towns. So.
And one thing you may not realize that you have to plan for are bathroom breaks. Yeah, you have to plan for the bathroom because, you know, there was one time there we were close to suffering, but thank God for Baker, Nevada.
Yes.
Oh boy. But you know, you really have to plan for those.
Well, I will say that we had driven all the way from Cedar City to Baker before I took a rest stop. So that was 3 hours right there. I think I did pretty well. But then it became urgent.
Yeah, so, you know, so if you are traveling in the West and you look at the map and you see those big wide open spaces, be thinking ahead, folks.
Yeah.
Be thinking ahead. Yes, at one point we did have to water the trees.
He did, not me.
Yeah, we did have to water the trees.
We will say though, it was a nice stopping point. We got to stretch our legs, and it was on a hill overlooking a valley. So it was a good place to actually stretch our legs. There was almost no traffic. I think one car passed us while we were there.
Yeah.
So, you know, that is always an alternative. It's not the best alternative, especially if you're going through the vast areas where there's nothing but sagebrush.
Yeah, and I
There
know
aren't a lot of trees.
this is rather gauche, but there's also reality. When you gotta go, you gotta go.
You know, in the West.
And so if you're traveling in the West, we're giving you a heads up. Okay, let's run down manuscript status and appearances coming up. We have some changes on the appearances, some good changes. First, the manuscript status, Passion Restored.
Actually,
It's the sequel, I know. Yeah.
it's Restless Spirits Book 2 is in proofreading right now with my editors, and Battleborn Bride is in the creative edit. So the editors are working on both of my manuscripts right now.
Right now. So I have gotten the sequel to Finding Salvation on my computer. I have to run through it one more time, have the quote check done by Red Adept, and then it'll be ready, then it'll be ready for printing. This is the sequel to Finding Salvation, and TerryCase.com gave us a wonderful title to it, so I'm gonna be considering that. We are just thinking about that. So Terry,
I think it's perfect.
Yeah, we're thinking about using that because, why not? It keeps with the theme, and it's also the title accurately reflects the context, but it's always good. And the book that I've been diving into, that has been owning my life, is, oh my gosh, how many words am I up to that now? I know, there's some of the writer people that love that, when I report word count. Right now it is sitting at 88,960 words, and the first draft will easily pass 100K. And as also our writer friends know, that the word count is a fluid number, so it may go down. It's more likely to go down than it is to go up, but it's fun stuff.
Unless it turns into a series.
I'm not. Upcoming appearances is you can find me at Comma Coffee in Carson City 2 or 3 times a week. Like usually Monday is probably the best time to catch me. I'm consistently there on Mondays.
Right.
May 25th, which is coming up on us really fast, I will be giving a talk at the Churchill County Library. I can talk.
In Fallon.
Which
we went through yesterday.
Yep. June 6th, where will we be?
Sierra Arts Foundation Book Fest in Victorian Square, Sparks, Nevada, just outside the Depot Gallery. There will be a lot of Northern Nevada authors there who will be doing readings of their work, so please come out and visit us. It should be a really fun day. There will be basket raffles. These are themed baskets, I think, themed around different literary genres or something. For example, I think they're doing a specifically romance basket. There will also be kids' activities, so definitely come out. There are writers writing in a variety of genres, so it's more than likely you'll find something that you will enjoy, and you'll meet some fun new people because we have some really cool authors in Northern Nevada.
Yeah, really, and the best thing about the authors in Northern Nevada is not their books, which is really pretty much fantastic, is that they're quality people. Quality people working hard to give you, to sell you feelings that you'll enjoy. So, this is, check them out. Oh, what else are we doing here? So that's June 6th, June 13th. Oh, wait a minute.
June 12th.
June 12th.
We will be at the grand opening of Bub's Bookstore here in Carson City. We are so excited about that. We want to shout out Bub's Bookstore. If you're in the area, please come out. They will be enjoying a lot of Northern Nevada and other area authors during their grand opening, but definitely come out and support Bub's Bookstore. Carson City needs more bookstores, and we're really looking forward to spending a lot of time there. So please come out and support them. If you're not in the area, be sure to support your local bookstores.
Right, and for the record, Bub's Bookstore is on Curry Street.
Yes.
It's almost directly behind the Attorney General's buildings.
Yep.
Right there. It's and the parking. It's got so much free parking all the way around it. So support your local bookstores.
Also, if you are into history, it is a very historic building. Most recently, it was an antique store. At one time, it was a wedding chapel. I believe way back in the early days, it may have been a stage stop.
Yeah.
So that building has been around for a long time. They used to have ghost tours go in there. So check it out for the ambiance as well as all the books.
Yes. Now, June 13th.
Now June 13th.
Now, June 13th, we will be at the Brewery Arts Center supporting Nevada Pride, which we're very happy to do. We did Mark Twain Days there last year, and we just had a great time with all the visitors and everything. People just having fun, and I think we're as much as we look forward to Mark Twain Days, I think we're looking forward more for
for Pride. They're doing a series of activities over 3 days, and I believe if it's set up the way Mark Twain Days was, it will be in the parking lot of the Performance Hall. That is also where they have their stage set up, I believe, for the Levitt Amp series that will be going on throughout the summer. This is the 6th or 7th year, I think, that they've been doing Levitt Amp. The Brewery Arts Center is doing great artwork with the community. They're also a wonderful organization, and we're very happy to work with them when we can. So definitely check them out. And then we have the personal connection to the building next to that parking lot because that's where we got married.
Yeah. Okay.
Which coincidentally, by that time we will have celebrated our 44th wedding anniversary.
July 10th, we're probably going to be back inside the Reno Public Market.
Yes.
So you can see
with
us
Bill Brown.
With Bill Brown and those happy folks again with our colleagues.
Yep.
August 25th is going to be your turn at the Churchill County Library.
Yep.
And then later in the year, especially October, boy, we have a busy October coming up. We've got lots of stuff coming, including the reveal of Battleborn Bride. So that's going to be in October, which we will talk about more then. You know what? I'm all talked out, and it's been a week.
There was one other thing we were going to mention, which I dressed specifically for.
Right. Ooh. I'm so sorry, I forgot.
Not writing related, but I am wearing my spiffy Blarney hat and an Irish sweater because this week I finally got my Irish passport. Something I've been working for. I started collecting the paperwork years ago and submitted it last fall, back in October, and I finally just got the passport. It took forever. It was a process, but even though I have known it forever that I am an Irish citizen because of my mother, now I have paperwork that says I am an Irish citizen. So that was another exciting thing that happened this week.
Oh, it hit her right between the eyes when she saw that passport and saw everything in there, and there's like, raise your right hand, repeat after me. I am Irish.
I am Irish.
She is. She is Irish. So it's like, but really, it's like.
But it says on the passport, nationality Irish, and also in Irish, which I will not butcher because, unfortunately, I do not speak Gaelic.
No, I think you're not treating this correctly. Tell people how you really felt when you saw it.
Well, I'm starting to cry again. If that tells you anything, it is very emotional. So, like I said, it's something I've been working for a long time. Even though, like I said, I've been Irish. My mother was still an Irish citizen, and obviously, she did not give up her citizenship. But she did become a naturalized American. But as her child, I was entitled to get an Irish passport, and I've wanted one for a long time. I do feel a very strong kinship to Ireland, and obviously I am other nationalities as well, as we all are, but that's the one that I feel very strongly connected to.
So it was, it was watching her when she's seeing that and seeing the emotional hit. Because it hit. It was big.
Yeah.
So, fantastic. Also, you got a little itty bitty Irish passport card that you can carry around yourself too, and that's
wander around the European Union with my little ID card.
Yeah, that's also kind of cute. But what it is they issue the passport card, so you can wander around the European Union. You don't have to carry your passport,
right?
And so you can just instantly.
It looks like a driver's license.
So not only are you Irish, you're a member of the European Union, and
American.
And American.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was a big week on many fronts. We are making progress in our publishing. We feel like sometimes we're not getting anywhere, but then every once in a while we'll have things like we meet new friends along the way. And if you are a new follower, thank you. We really appreciate it because every new follower helps us remember one of the reasons we're doing this. Obviously, we love writing, or we wouldn't be doing this at all, because it's not to make the money. But we also enjoy the people we meet along the way.
Yeah, meeting the people, especially at the events when they come up to our table and just talk about books and stuff, is really, really fun. So please come out to Bub's, and please come out to the Brewery Arts Center. Please come out to the Churchill County Library, all these things, and say
Sierra
hi.
Arts Foundation.
Validate our existence, please.
And please be sure to not only go to your local bookstores, but try to find local authors in your area as well, and get to know them, because they will really appreciate it.
Time for the commercial. You can find our podcast, you can find our books, you can find pretty much everything about us at our website at www.carsonhume.com. Right there at the top of the page, you're going to see 3 links about our 99-cent books. You're going to see a link to our bookstore, and you're going to see a link to a PDF explainer about our books. If you buy our books from our bookstore, if you are out of the local area, we will refund the difference on shipping between what the actual is and between what our Square charges you. So you'll break even on that. If you are in the Reno, Sparks, Carson City, Dayton, and Gardnerville area, and you buy one of our books, we will refund the shipping to you and hand deliver those to a public place of your choosing, and get a chance to talk about the writing. Also on our websites are our adventures, and of course important writers. The writers that we have interviewed through our podcast. There's a link up there at the top for writers, so check out their podcasts and please check out their books.
Definitely. And if you do read our books or any other author's books, please try to leave a review, because they're very helpful. It doesn't have to be much. If you just want to write one sentence saying that you really enjoyed the book, that would be appreciated. Ratings are great, but a review is really helpful.
Reviews are helpful. And of course, tell your family and friends how much you love us. Because we know you love us.
Word of mouth is also very important, and we're finding that out more and more, because marketing is a beast.
Yeah. Okay, we're about out of coffee, except I'm the one drinking the coffee. She's a good girl. Yeah. You miss your coffee.
I miss my coffee.
Yeah.
I really want to drink all of this.
Just want to basically open the bag and do this.
Pour it in.
Okay. Thank you for playing along. If you got any questions or anything like that, please reach out to our website, www.carsonhume.com. And hopefully, if I did the video right, you're going to see a choo-choo here in a second. Hopefully, I did it right. But until then, over there is Cece.
And over there is JT.
Take care of yourselves, folks. Please take care of yourselves. Tough times, but we know we are better with you. Thank you. Love you lots. Bye.
Bye.